What if I told you that the very thing powering your car is slowly killing it? That every time you try to save a few bucks at the pump, you might be signing up for a multi-thousand-dollar repair bill down the road? I've been a mechanic for over 20 years, and I've pulled apart more engines than I can count. And there's one thing I see over and over again: engines that are being choked to death from the inside out. Not from age, not from poor maintenance, but from the gasoline they've been fed their entire lives. The scary truth is, over 70% of the gas sold in this country doesn't have the cleaning power your car's manufacturer demands. It's a silent epidemic causing over 500,000 breakdowns a year. Today, I'm breaking my silence. We're counting down the 11 worst gasoline brands you should avoid at all costs. And stick around because I'll also reveal the 5 heroes, the brands I personally use to keep my fleet of work trucks running strong past 375,000 miles. This isn't just about saving money. It's about saving your engine. Number 11. Safeway Fuel. You're loading groceries, you see the gas price is a few cents cheaper, and you think, why not? I'm here to tell you why not. Safeway's business is groceries, not gasoline. Fuel is just a side hustle to get you in the door. Independent lab tests have repeatedly shown their detergent levels are some of the weakest on the market. Detergents are the soap for your engine. Without them, carbon starts to stick to everything like tar on a road. I had a customer last month with a Toyota Camry that wouldn't hold a steady idle. It was shaking so bad it felt like a massage chair. We popped the hood and scoped the intake valves. They were buried under a thick, black, crusty layer of carbon. The owner was a loyal Safeway Fuel customer, thinking he was being smart with his money. The repair bill to walnut blast those valves clean? $1,200. The savings at the pump? Maybe $200 over 2 years. That's not a savings, that's a debt you pay later with interest. The biggest red flag? Safeway Fuel is not top-tier certified. That's a specific, strict standard created by automakers like BMW, GM, and Toyota to ensure fuel has enough detergents to keep your engine clean. If a brand doesn't have that logo on the pump, they're selling you the bare legal minimum. And trust me, the legal minimum isn't enough. Number 10. 7-Eleven Gas. Big name, bright sign, Slurpees? It feels reliable, right? This is one of the most dangerous assumptions you can make. 7-Eleven doesn't have its own refineries. They are a massive buyer, purchasing fuel from whatever local supplier offers the lowest price that week. This means there is zero consistency. The gas at one 7-Eleven could be from a decent refinery, while the one across town might be buying the bottom of the barrel, literally. I've seen the aftermath. Cars that ran perfectly fine pull in after a 7-Eleven fill-up with a case of the stumbles. The engine hesitates, it might backfire, and the check engine light starts blinking. In several documented cases, state inspectors have found dangerous levels of water and sediment in 7-Eleven storage tanks. Water in your fuel system causes rust in your fuel pump and injectors, leading to a catastrophic failure that can strand you on the highway. Their cheap price is a lure. It's a gamble where the stakes are your fuel pump, your injectors, and your catalytic converter. The house always wins, and you're left with a massive repair bill. Number 9. Sam's Club/Walmart Fuel. Warehouse clubs are built on one principle: high volume, low margins. When it comes to fuel, that philosophy is a recipe for disaster for your engine. Brands like Sam's Club and Walmart's Murphy USA, which we'll get to, prioritize cost above all else. Their fuel is a constantly shifting blend from various suppliers, meaning the detergent package and quality can change with every delivery. One tank might be okay, the next might be loaded with contaminants. I've had customers, especially with modern direct injection engines, come in with severe carbon buildup at ridiculously low mileage. When we trace it back, a pattern of warehouse club fill-ups emerges. The fuel smells stale, sometimes even looks cloudy when we drain it. This is a sign of oxidation and moisture contamination, common in tanks that don't have a high turnover rate or aren't meticulously maintained. Saving 5 cents a gallon isn't worth the risk of a $4,000 engine decarbonization procedure. Number 8. Circle K. With their iconic red logo on every other corner, Circle K is the definition of convenience. But their ubiquity hides a dirty secret. Like 7-Eleven, Circle K is a retailer, not a refiner. They are at the mercy of their distributors. I've lost count of the number of fuel filters I've replaced that were clogged with a fine, silted debris from Circle K gas. This grit wears out your fuel pump prematurely and can jam fuel injectors wide open. There's a documented history of issues. In 2020, a wave of Circle K stations across several southern states were fined for selling fuel contaminated with water after a storm. Dozens of cars were damaged. The company's response was to blame the delivery driver. That's not good enough. When you sell a product that can destroy a complex machine, the responsibility is yours. If your car ever starts idling rough or stalling right after a fill-up, that's a huge red flag. Drop a comment below and let me know if it's happened to you. It helps warn other drivers. If you're learning which brands to avoid, imagine knowing which ones can actually bring a tired engine back to life. Stick around, because the top 5 brands I recommend are game changers. And if this is saving you future headaches, hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel fight back against low-quality products. Number 7. Murphy USA. You see them right there in the Walmart parking lot, promising the lowest prices. Murphy USA has built its entire business model on being the cheapest gas in town. And to be the cheapest, you have to cut corners. The first thing to go is the detergent package. High-quality detergent additives are expensive. By using a weaker blend, Murphy can shave those precious cents off the price. I've seen the result: engines that idle rough, struggle under load, and have a noticeable drop in fuel economy. Drivers think, "Oh, my car is just getting old." No, it's running on a diet of junk food. State fuel sample data often shows Murphy's detergent levels hovering just above the absolute legal minimum, far below the top-tier standard. Furthermore, their ethanol content can be inconsistent. Your car's computer is designed to adjust for a specific fuel blend. When that blend changes every time you fill up, the computer is constantly scrambling, leading to poor performance and dirty emissions. Number 6. Speedway. The name sounds fast. The branding looks sporty. But Speedway fuel is often a wolf in sheep's clothing. They source from a patchwork of local refineries, so quality is a lottery ticket. The most common complaint I hear from drivers who use Speedway is a gradual loss of power and fuel economy. This is the slow, silent death of carbon accumulation. When we run a bore scope into these engines, the tops of the pistons and the intake valves are coated in a black, crusty layer. This carbon acts like a sponge, soaking up gasoline that was meant to be burned, robbing you of power and efficiency. There have also been isolated but serious incidents of water contamination at Speedway locations, leading to immediate engine stalling and costly repairs. The simple fact that Speedway is not consistently top-tier certified across its network tells you everything you need to know. They are meeting the standard, not leading it. Number 5. Love's Travel Stops. For long-haul truckers and families on road trips, Love's is an oasis. But that convenience comes with a risk. The sheer scale of their operation is its own worst enemy. Maintaining hundreds of massive underground tanks across the country to a pristine standard is a monumental task, and failures happen. I've had customers on cross-country trips fill up at a Love's and break down 100 miles later. When we drained the tank, we found water and a cloudy, contaminated fuel mixture. In 2022, there were multiple driver complaints in the Midwest about Love's gas causing performance issues. Inspections in some cases found microbial growth, a fungus, growing in the storage tanks. This diesel bug, or gas bug, clogs filters and injectors with a slimy, persistent goo. While their diesel might be a necessary evil for truckers, for your gasoline-powered car or truck, it's a risk you shouldn't take. The potential for a ruined vacation or a catastrophic repair is just too high. Number 4. Amoco. This one hurts because the Amoco name carries a lot of history and nostalgia. But the truth is, the Amoco of today is not the Amoco of yesterday. Since being absorbed by BP, Amoco fuel is often just BP's base-grade gasoline with a different logo on the sign. And BP's regular fuel has been criticized in independent tests for having a less robust detergent package than other major top-tier brands. I've worked on direct injection engines with as little as 60,000 miles that were absolutely caked in carbon. A A common thread? A steady diet of Amoco regular. The buildup was so severe it was affecting compression and causing misfires. Furthermore, not all Amoco stations are top-tier certified. You have to look for the logo on the pump. And many of their locations are older, with storage tanks that are more susceptible to condensation and water contamination. Don't let a classic name fool you into giving your engine a low-grade fuel. Number 3. Pilot Flying J. We're now getting into the brands with not just quality problems, but integrity problems. Pilot Flying J was at the center of a massive federal scandal where they admitted to systematically cheating truckers out of millions of dollars in promised fuel rebates. If a company is willing to cheat their customers on that scale, what does that tell you about their commitment to quality? Their focus is on the bottom line, not on what's best for your engine. Truckers and everyday drivers continue to report inconsistent fuel quality from Pilot locations. For diesel trucks, this can mean clogged filters and damaged injectors. For gasoline engines, it often translates to water contamination and sediment that can destroy a fuel pump in short order. A company culture that prioritizes profit over people is not a company you should trust with the lifeblood of your vehicle. Number 2. Sunoco. This is a brutal one. You see the Sunoco logo everywhere in NASCAR, so you assume their pump gas is a winner. That is a dangerous assumption. The high-octane racing fuel used on the track is a specialized, incredibly expensive product. It has nothing to do with the 87-octane regular unleaded you put in your family sedan. Sunoco's regular grade has been flagged by Consumer Reports for having weaker-than-average detergents. I've encountered more persistent engine knock and ping issues traced back to Sunoco regular than almost any other major brand. That pinging sound is fuel detonating prematurely, and over time, it can damage pistons and rods. Making it worse, Sunoco has faced EPA fines for having stations that sold fuel which didn't meet Clean Air standards. When your fuel is so poor it violates the Clean Air Act, you know it's bad news for your engine. Don't let the glamour of racing blind you to the reality at the pump. Number 1. The Contaminators. The number 1 spot isn't just a bad brand, it's a criminal enterprise. I'm talking about the shadowy distributors who have been caught and prosecuted for selling contaminated, hazardous waste fuel. Companies have been found blending toxic industrial solvents, used motor oil and chemical byproducts into gasoline to increase their profit margins. This isn't low-quality fuel, this is poison for your engine. I have seen the absolute destruction this causes. We're not talking about a clogged injector. We're talking about engines that need to be completely replaced. This fuel can melt fuel lines, destroy injectors, clog catalytic converters permanently, and seize engines solid. The scary part is this contaminated fuel can end up at independent stations that look perfectly normal. The best defense is to stick with reputable, top-tier certified major brands. If the price at a no-name station seems too good to be true, it almost certainly is. You are gambling with the entire life of your vehicle. The heroes. After all that doom and gloom, I want to give you hope. Because there are gasoline brands out there that are doing it right. They are formulating their fuel not just to meet standards, but to exceed them. These are the brands I use, trust, and recommend to every single one of my customers.